Hello everyone, George here, Catholic Positive Energy, coming at you through the Goodsaid Vibes playlist. That's why the waterfall's not here. I was actually hanging out with one of my best friends earlier today, and he's been a big fan of my channel for years, but I guess he'd never seen the videos I put on the Goodsaid Vibes playlist. And when I told him I don't include the waterfall, he said, "Oh man, why?" Well, it's because I want Goodsaid Vibes to be a separate segment, and I don't like being too predictable, so it's nice to keep your fans guessing, you know? But yes, every different concept of Catholic Positive Energy needs to be separate and distinct from other segments. But yeah, the waterfall will always be a symbol connected to me. And obviously another important symbol, my merchandise, as well as the book. Please make sure that you get a copy. They're not expensive. It's 5 chapters, 38 pages. A very easy read. I've got 18 5-star reviews on Amazon. But anyways here, the name of this video, I'd like to call this Keeping the Faith. You know, because, you know, and I want to say, you know, I don't have, there's a lot of things that I wish I had in my life that I don't have, and I'm not going to go over specifics, but I do pray every single day for these intentions and for other intentions regarding those I care about. And like I say, when a lot of people, you know, even people who know me personally or people who only know me through this channel who may not know me personally and then they suddenly meet me, a lot of people seem to think that my life is perfect, and it certainly is not. To tell you the truth, I don't think there is any such thing as a perfect life. You know, even if you see someone really wealthy, who seems to be doing really well, who travels the world and does things you wish you could do, their life isn't perfect, because everybody's got their fair share of problems. And I know I've said this in some previous broadcasts in the past. I'm not talking about anyone who I know now, but these are people who I knew in the past who may be living far away now. Sometimes you might see someone who looks like they're happily married to the most amazing person in the world, and maybe they have a beautiful family, and you look at them and you think that their life is perfect, and that it's filled with mostly happiness and less problems. I've met a lot of people who are happily married who I thought were living the fairy tale life, and they tell me, well, although they are happy, and although they are married to the right person, and they may have, you know, amazing kids and amazing life, that doesn't mean that their lives are perfect. I mean, everybody's got their fair share of problems. And just because you see people happy or who look like they are, doesn't mean that they are. But obviously people won't often talk about their private lives, because that is their business and they don't always want other people to know. So when I say keeping the faith, I mean never losing faith in God. I mean always praying and staying faithful to God, never losing hope, never being overcome with negative energy, because what are we all about here on Catholic Positive Energy? Second and the third word, positive energy. And obviously don't forget the first word, we're utilizing the Catholic faith, the faith from the Holy Catholic Church that Jesus Christ founded, as it says in Matthew 16, verses 18 and 19, when he made Peter the first pope. Just telling the truth, okay? Please, I don't want any awful comments on this video. I always tell the truth, but yeah, anyways, but like I say, God always wants us to pray. You know, as it says in Luke 18, verse 1, pray without ceasing. It also says that in 1 Thessalonians 5:16. And I know there's many passages, especially in the Gospel of Matthew, where it says that with God all things are possible, and that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You don't have to wait until you die to go to heaven. When you go to a Catholic Mass, or even, I guess, even in an Orthodox church, because that counts as well, when you go to Mass, that's where you are, is heaven. So the kingdom of heaven is kind of here, but yeah, not in its full form. Because we should never lose faith. We should never lose hope. And here's also something I saw this earlier today on Facebook. I guess there was some man who used to be a very wealthy man. I forgot what state this is. I know it's not California. You could probably find this on Facebook as soon as you hear me say this. There was a wealthy man who gave up all of his wealth to charity to become a Catholic priest, and he's about to be ordained sometime later this year. I know this is somewhere in the U.S., but it's not California. Maybe it was Pennsylvania. I don't know. But if you look that up on Google or YouTube or excuse me, Facebook, Instagram, I'm sure you'll find it and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that we need to do things like that, but what I'm saying is when we have faith and we are open-minded and open-hearted, we allow better things to happen in our lives, especially if things weren't going so well before. Don't stay, what was the term in the book of Exodus? Oh, yeah. Like the Pharaoh in the book of Exodus, before Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, Pharaoh, he was hardness of heart. That's a prime example of what we should not be. Do not be hard of heart. Do not have a hardness of heart. Do not be closed-minded. Don't ever say, oh, things are not going so well in my life and they don't ever seem to be. I don't think things are ever going to get better. For a long time when I was a much younger man, that was like my catchphrase, because I didn't grow up around positive energy. I didn't grow up around any positive people. I don't even think I had a whole lot of positive teachers when I was younger. But although I do work with kids because I'm a substitute teacher at a Catholic school and I love my job very, very much. I'm very passionate about that. I try to be the most positive teacher they've ever met. And so far, I think it works. I mean, I have a very good reputation in school. A lot of students say hello to me, and they're happy to see me, and I intend to keep it that way for the rest of my career. Always want to be that beacon of light, of positive hope, positive light, and hoping that, better things will also happen in my own life. But yeah, my life is not perfect. So we should always keep the faith and take comfort in knowing that God's got our back, even if it may not feel like he's answering our prayers, even if it may not feel like he's listening to us all the time. Believe me, no good prayer goes to waste. My spiritual director told me that. Yeah, Father Mike Onamelia. No good prayer goes to waste. God is listening. God can hear us. He's not going to answer every single prayer that we send his way, but that's why we need to always offer those things up. And always, and I highly recommend this is what I'm trying to do myself, always try to pray the rosary every single day, whether you have to do it early in the morning or right before bed, or maybe you can do it at that point in the day when you would normally play with your phone or watch Netflix, YouTube, or whatever it is you like to watch, TikTok, whatever's out there. I'm not bad-mouthing these things, I'm just talking about what's out there. Instead of doing those things on your phone, pray a rosary or pray the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. That works as well. Because the rosary, and here, I should get one of them. They're just right over here. Don't go nowhere. The rosary, and I've heard a very amazing priest say this, Father Donald Calloway. This is the most powerful weapon that we can use to defeat the devil. This right here. And what I mean by this, I don't mean this rosary specifically or any kind of rosaries generally. I'm talking about the prayer of the rosary, the sincere prayer and power of the rosary. This can be used to answer prayers. It won't always happen lickety-split, but it will happen as long as you stay faithful, stay patient, and obviously stay holy. The rosary or the chaplet or any kind of form of prayer that you can do that's a longer form of prayer that allows you to meditate and allows you to really reflect and allow God to change you. God doesn't need us to do things to change him. We need to reach out to God in order to change us for the better. Because if we just live our lives doing whatever we want to do and leaving God behind or leaving church behind or leaving our faith behind, I guarantee you that's not going to lead you down a road of complete happiness. Because I've met a lot of people, and I was once one of these people when I was much, much younger. If you just do whatever you want and don't include God in your life at all, whether you don't believe him or you're mad at him, you will not find happiness. You will not be completely fulfilled or calm or at peace. But if you do hold God very near and dear to your heart, and you mean it with sincerity and with faithfulness, and you don't have to be a priest or a nun or a monk, you can be a lay person like myself, you will find that inner peace. You will find that fulfillment. And you will find yourself living with much less anxiety. And I know this from experience because I'm experiencing this myself each and every day when I hold God near and dear to my heart. And I also want to include a quote from our patron saint, the late Monsignor Tom Wallace, my favorite priest, the best priest I've ever met in my life. The world was a better place when he was a part of it. This is something Monsignor Tom Wallace said. If I stay close to Christ, he'll stay close to me. And I'm saying that to you. If we stay close to Christ, he will stay close to us. And I don't mean just staying close to Christ if you have problems or if you feel that you need to pray because of some difficult thing coming up in your life. You're having this final exam in grad school or you're about to get your PhD or something really wonderful hopefully will happen in your life and you just want to pray to God just that it works out. You need to do that even when things are okay. Even when things are going well. Don't just pray to God when you're having problems or when things are not going well. That's what I mean by keeping the faith. Never lose faith. Never lose hope. Like I said, there's still a lot of things in my life I don't have that I want to have, but I'm keeping that faith. And I will pray my rosary before the day is over, just like I did last night. Something I'll try to do each and every day, because that changes me for the better. And hopefully my prayers will be answered. So that's what I mean by keeping the faith. But I know a lot of people watch this channel, so please get my book if you haven't yet. And please also get your Catholic Positive Energy merchandise on my website, georgegoodsaid.com. All of that information is in the description of this video. And please continue to like, share, and subscribe. So, in closing, and I still say this even when I don't have the waterfall in front of me, you're a child of God. Dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest, and always keep the faith.